I'm going to be starting my moving process in just about a week, and I thought that I would make this video and talk about some of the tech stuff that I am using to help aid my moving process, whether is apps, whether it's websites, just things that I'm using to help keep me organized because they'll be helpful for anybody else who's thinking about moving. But some of these are also really helpful for just life organization or home organization in general. With that in mind, the first thing I want to talk about is the Google Suite. So with the Sheets, Docs, all those kinds of things, it has come in so clutch throughout this whole process. And I'm using Google Docs for quite a few things. So as you can see here, I have a things to buy checklist. I use this not only for myself, but for family members who are like, hey, I wanted to buy you like a housewarming gift, and my birthday and Christmas had just passed. So a lot of people wanted to get me things for my birthday that was relating to the house. So this was a really easy way to make sure that people didn't double up on things. And it's free, it's really easy to share, it's very easy to turn into a collaborative document. And I've got a whole bunch of stuff, and I haven't really updated it very well, so to be honest, a lot of the stuff isn't accurate, but creating these checklists and having all the stuff on the side, it's just super easy to navigate. It was very easy for me to keep track of. The next big one that I've been using is this checklist or schedule for my move, so making sure, I have a hard time remembering to do things, so this is a really good way to get me to do a lot of those things. And as you can see, I've kind of fallen behind. Like, I haven't finished packing, as you can see from behind me, so I'm falling behind on that. I haven't found a new doctor because it's a little bit difficult. They don't allow me to do that without my address being completely finalized, so I have to do that once I get all that done. Long story, but this was also a very helpful one, and I kind of put this one together using a bunch of different sources, including Canada Post, which is where I live in Canada. And another one is just things to do, when moving into my new house. Again, another checklist thing. Using Google Docs for checklists has been great. I used Google Sheets to keep track of all of the upgrades that I paid for because I did buy a new construction house. Helped me keep track of everything. It helped me when they gave me the price list. That helped me choose which ones I wanted to keep and which things I actually decided not to do. And it also helped me figure out pricing for my mortgage as well. Something else I've been using is an app called Magic Plan. And I've actually been using this to kind of get a better idea of the size of my rooms so that when I'm buying furniture and stuff, I can ensure that it's actually going to fit in particular rooms. One of the really cool things about Magic Plan is that it allows you to use your phone to scan out rooms in AR and get a pretty good accurate measurement of a room, the width, the height, corners, all that kind of stuff, size of closets. And then what I was doing is I was exporting it into another piece of software to kind of map that out. But I really was just using Magic Plan for the sizing so that I can figure out things like desk sizes and couches and stuff like that. Now, Magic Plan is mainly a paid process, but for free, you're able to have 2 projects and you're able to get a bunch of stuff done. Again, I'm mainly just using it to kind of create some more accurate floor plans because what the builder gives isn't entirely accurate, especially when you factor in things like trim and stuff like that. It just makes it a little bit easier. And I just felt like it was a very useful and helpful program for me. But this is something that a lot of people use when doing renos. It's a really great way to kind of refigure out the measurements of your room and planning renovations for it. Now, something that I wish I could have used, but unfortunately it's not available in my area, is called Updater. And what Updater does is it helps you change basically your address for absolutely everything. It helps you find and set up your utilities in your new address, helps you compare TV and internet plans at your new address, forward your mail, even find movers if that's what you need. It's a really, really cool service. Again, unfortunately, I couldn't get into it because it has to be supported by your real estate brokerage, property manager, or moving company because it's an invite-only kind of program. And it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of stuff that they're doing there, and it probably only works in certain regions and certain cities and all that kind of stuff. Now, the big thing that I've been using is actually something I'm self-hosting on my server, and it's called Homebox, and I'm using this to organize all of my moving boxes, and I'm going to continue using it going forward to organize any of the containers and boxes that I have packed away for things like my camping gear, my biking stuff, extra things for the kitchen, clothes, all that kinds. This is a really, really cool tool for that. It's basically like creating your own inventory of your home. It's something where once I'm done packing, I plan on providing all of it to my insurance company as well. It's a really great reference point for a lot of stuff. And as you can see here, I've got some stuff going on. I've got some locations set up, and the main one that I've been working on is my kitchen box. So I have it marked as K1, and it's marked like that on the tote itself. And then I have a whole bunch of items in here, and I've marked the brand, what it is, and a general description of it. I can also add pricing in here. You can add the serial numbers. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. It's a really cool open source project that's available out there. And one of the other really cool things is that it has QR codes built into it as a service, and also all of these things are links, right? So I can use a QR code, and I've printed this out and put it on the box, for example, or I can even use the NFC tags, which I've talked about in previous videos, and I can put those NFC tags on certain totes so that I just tap my phone on it and I can see everything that's inside that box. It's going to be super useful going forward. Most of those big totes are not clear, so it makes it a lot easier to know where things are. And if I want to go and look for something, I don't have to go through every single bin until I find the item I want. I can just pull up Homebox, search for it, and it'll tell me which bin it's in, which is going to be super helpful for me, especially with my camping stuff and tools and things like that. I think it's going to be super helpful. What I plan on doing is using maybe the QR codes for things that are going to be temporary boxes, like things that are just for the move, and then using the NFC tags for things that I plan on just keeping forever, because the nice thing about the NFC tags is they're reusable. I can easily change the URL on it whenever I want to. I can change it to be whatever I need it to be. And it's a good way of just kind of having something where I just tap it. I don't have to open my camera and scan it or anything like that. So that's the plan. That's a majority of the things that I'm using for my move. As you can tell, they do kind of revolve around organization for the most part, with the Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Homebox. Updater was something I wanted to use but couldn't. And then also Magic Plan was something that I'm just using to kind of aid me a little bit in choosing furniture and stuff to go into particular rooms. But the self-hosting with Homebox is something that I'm looking to do a lot more once I move. I'm going to be doing a whole video on the server that I'm going to be kind of rebuilding or building up once I move in there. And self-hosted stuff like this is going to be a more common thing. So if you do want to see that, go ahead and get subscribed, because I do plan on doing plenty more. And if there are any things in particular that you're interested in, leave me a comment down below, let me know, and I'd be happy to take a look at them. I have a whole list of self-hosted stuff that I'm planning on doing. I already have kind of a mini server, which is what this is running on now, but the server that I'm going to be building is going to be a little bit more robust and be able to do a lot more stuff, so I'm looking forward to it. And with all that said, that's all the tech that I'm really using for my move. I really do hope this video was helpful, and if not, I at least hope you found it interesting. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you like, subscribed. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, you can go ahead and leave those down in the comment section below, and I'll try to get to them all as quickly as I can. Big thanks to my patron sponsors, Lost Time and Step Back, and thank you for watching to the end of this video. If you want to see any of my other videos relating to my move or just general tech, you can check out the playlist up here or down in the description. As always, stay safe out there. I'll see you next time.